friends and gardening aficionados and people who just like to have a nice yard. You know, if you have been following any of my videos since the 1st of July, we had a woodchuck show up in our backyard, and we caught him pretty quick. And then within a few days, we noticed a second woodchuck. Now this fine fellow was trap savvy. He really did not want to have anything to do with the trap. And we played, well, Holy Mother to get him. Now, I resorted to all kinds of different kinds of bait. I managed to catch 2 raccoons and an opossum while making the attempt. And I was getting more and more frustrated. I'd see him in the backyard and I would walk down my hill, and he would see me the minute I come out that door. And he would rush off and disappear into a hole in that corner or through this hole here, even though I had the gate up. And on a separate occasion, a couple days later, I made an attempt. I closed that fence off and I put my little trap there where the bricks are with the intentions of hoping to herd him into it. And I grabbed my second box trap, and I came through the woods here on the other side, and my wife said I no sooner got out there, and he knew I was there, and he just simply disappeared. This is when we discovered that woodchucks can climb trees. So I'm guessing the best I can figure out is he couldn't get through these fences, so he went straight up that tree over there. That tree or this tree. So I thought, you know, I'm going to have to get real elaborate. I got some old junk fence over here in the corner, and I was going to wrap it around the base of these 2 trees to make it harder for him to climb. I was going to continue with the box trap in this corner with that chain link fence preventing him to go anywhere but through the trap. And then I was going to close off the hole that's in that corner, and then I was going to get some stakes out, and I've got some extra chain link laying up on top of the roof of the shed there, and I was going to put a partial fence from somewhere over here somewhere over in this vicinity and run it part way into the yard. That way, when we came down the hill, he would be kind of boxed in and wouldn't have very many places to go. And my hopes was to herd him back into the trap. So this fine fellow desperately always wants to go through and come into this back area here. That hill there is the embankment to a drain ditch or a rainwater. I want to call it a creek or a stream, because you know this area back here can and does flood in the spring when we get lots of rain, and that's because it's coming down off of the hill over here. But since moving into this place a year and a half ago, this last summer and this summer, I've been digitally, because you can see how fast, I've only mowed back here a couple weeks ago, and you can see how fast the trees will grow back. So, and these are trees. These little things here, you let them go, will turn into trees. So you can see there's a little one, and by the end of summer it'll be as big as some of these here. Now this has been a place for dumping for years, I'm guessing, because there's piles of junk. Like I got a whole rock pile full of old cinder blocks and bricks and things right here, and other stuff. Technically this is owned by the people who owned a strip club, which is just beyond that line over there. The parking lot to the strip club is right over here. So my intention, you know, is I follow these fellas. You can see the moles. Frickin' moles, they're my other bane. I've got a different video on them fellers. They pushing up the ground for air, and they make it up in my yard. And well, you'd have to see the other videos for my take on moles and how to deal with them. So I know for a fact, right there where that culvert is, and I'm not going to walk up in there, that there is an entrance to the woodchucks' domain. And up above that, right beyond that tree, is a paved parking lot for the strip club. So in that case, they would run back up in there, and it's too crowded and junky up there to place a box trap successfully. I mean, you can get to one part, but you can't get to the rest of it. I would need a number of traps or maybe a big net, which I don't want to do. You can see another path that I carved out through the woods, and I've been keeping mowed and keeping as much down. Part of my reasoning for keeping it mowed down is to, well, discourage large numbers of wildlife taking up residence back here. You can't get rid of all of them, and I don't plan on it. It's not my goal. I'm not going out of my way to try to depopulate the wilderness in my neck of the woods. And we're in what's unincorporated Des Moines. See, and you can see, even mowing, I got to be constantly vigilant because, you know, I don't know, somebody's speaker, other debris. The other thing is, we're trying to discourage any homeless people from setting up camp back here. And while I have nothing personal against the fact that some people are at a disadvantage than others, come clumping down out of the, looks like what it might have been a part of a squirrel's nest that didn't handle the rainstorm we had the other day. The old water heater for my house. Myself and the wife, after my mom passed away, we lived 2 years in our RV, and for all intents and purposes, we were homeless before we bought the property. So it's nothing personal. I don't really, you know, I'm not out to get these people, or I just don't want, my wife's home by herself all day, and it's just easier to discourage them from camping out here anyway. So, on or about the 17th or the 16th. Now, you'll see the other video. I'll tie it in with this one when I put these together on Sunday. That I left the box trap out here. I had this, like I said, I had this chain link stretched over, and the box trap was in place. It was not baited. And I went to work, and I come home, and I looked out back, and I saw nothing. And then I sat down for a minute, and I got up, and I turned around, and the trap door was shut. I thought, well, okay, I hope not, you know, one of the local cats have not gotten into the trap. This is why I won't use live traps, because, or lethal traps, or poison, because the neighbor has a cat that they let run loose. The lady across the street has chickens and a cat that she lets run loose. We have another stray cat that just comes in and lives up over here somewhere by the car lot, comes in and gets fed every morning by my wife. The neighbor across the street has a rooster and some chickens. So, I'm really trying to depopulate the neighborhood, you know. So in that case, we're going to use the box trap. In this case, that is in the video, this gray-haired woodchuck, which from a distance, the one we kept seeing back here and was chasing around looked a lot browner than this. But it's been 5 days, 6 days since we caught that feller walked into the trap and presented himself to me to be relocated, and we have not seen the other woodchuck. So either that was the woodchuck and it just looked different from a distance, or the other fellows moved out of the neighborhood. Now, of course, like the moles, it's just too inviting of a neighborhood. They will come back. There's a walnut tree there cranking out walnuts. There's a mulberry tree up by the corner of the house. There's 2 or 3 of them right in here. This one right here is a mulberry, and another one over there. Ground's just littered with them. So, I'm just saying. Till next time, if there is a next time, I will keep you posted. Sooner or later, we will see another woodchuck. I'm sure of it. But this is how I managed to get rid of 2 of them this summer from my yard. They did not dig under the house, did not dig under the shed, which they could have. And, yeah, there you go. My take. All right, this is July 16th, and I've had this trap out here going on since the 5th to get this fine fellow. And the trap was not set, or was not set off. Yeah, he's bigger. I think that's the one. Well, if it ain't the one we've been trying to get, it is.
The other one's brown. This is fucking got different color. What, baby?
The color. The main thing is we got ourselves a woodchuck and we didn't have any bait to trap. We just had it set in the hole. Because, like I said, this whole area, we put some carrots and stuff out. And, yeah. Right? Woodchuck number 2 for this year. There's definitely another one. Question is it the same one? I don't know. This one's definitely an ornery one, so we're going to do something and get him on down the road. Yeah, he's been going at us, and considering all the yahoos we've had in this trap the past couple weeks. I'm thinking a little week down here and stuff. Yeah, I know. We're going to take you down by the river. You'll be fine. Go join your buddies. And, I'm going to have to put some more wire, reinforce this seam down there because it's getting a little loose. You know, we don't want this thing loose in the van, that's for sure.